Today, I want to bring you a little light in our lives, a light that will start right in the darkest place, inside a tunnel. This light will appear if you understand it correctly and have the right mindset. The good news is that this mindset isn't hard to get. Now, I'll give you a simple example. Imagine I give you a text written in Arabic. Can you read it? Most people probably can't, unless they know Arabic. For this example, no Google Translate, no ChatGPT, no AI, and don't ask anyone who knows Arabic. Most people don't know this language because it's not as common as English, Chinese, Korean, Japanese, or Spanish. Now, imagine this Arabic text contains some life-changing secret, like a master key or a martial arts secret manual from old movies, something you really want to know. How do you read it? The answer is simple: if you know the language, you can read it. If you don't, you can't. Life is like that. Many problems, frustrations, and failures come from what we don't know. This Arabic text symbolizes many things in life. If you know, you can understand it; if not, you can't. And here is a very important truth: once you know something, you will never think the same way as when you didn't know it. Seriously, many of you know English well. Think back to when you didn't. It's two completely different states. Once you know, you won't think the way you did before. Our first change must come from the mind, from how we think. When your knowledge grows, you start seeing things you didn't see before. When you see what you didn't see, how can you keep doing things the way you used to? You will act differently, better, and get better results. Because when your perspective changes, your actions change, and better actions lead to better results. So instead of complaining, "I fail because I don't have the talent to read that text," just do one simple thing: turn not knowing into knowing. I guarantee you'll never see life the same way again. What you do after that? You'll know when the time comes. But now, just know, now, I'll tell you a personal story, very simple and ordinary. Use this example and apply it to many areas in your life. You'll find a pattern: many things share the same truth. Years ago, I had a bad habit: stubbornness. If I were honest, it was more like ignorance and stubbornness combined. One habit was, when I moved around outside, sometimes walking for kilometers under the sun, I never wore a jacket or a mask. I liked to keep my face uncovered, and my sleeves short. My family told me to wear a jacket and mask, but I refused. Why? Because I hated the feeling of wearing a mask. It was uncomfortable. Silly, right? But that's what I believed. Now, imagine if you knew what I didn't know then, how would you act? Once you know, you won't think or act like before. Today, I always carry masks in my bag. Why the change? Because I learned. Let's forget about UV rays from the sun for a moment. Let's talk about dust. There's big dust and tiny dust outside, right? I'm talking about tiny dust particles, smaller than 2.5 micrometers, that get into your nose and lungs. What happens? They cause inflammation in your respiratory system. I read about it and got scared. Tiny dust irritates the lining of your respiratory tract, causing inflammation and breathing difficulties. It can cause asthma and chronic lung disease. So imagine putting your nose directly into that dust without protection. That's just foolish. When I learned this, I was awakened by the power of knowledge. The person I was before and after learning is never the same. Not everything changes 180 degrees immediately. Some core beliefs take time. But the basic, essential things must change quickly and clearly. For example, when you understand health and environment risks, you will change your habits immediately. You can't keep saying "I'm used to it" or "it's uncomfortable." No. I once was hospitalized for a respiratory illness caused by bad environmental exposure, and that was a big wake-up call. Since then, I always wear masks outside, and my health has improved a lot. You see, once you know something valuable, you can't act like when you didn't know it. So, the most important thing in life is learning, expanding knowledge, and changing how you see the world. If you keep old habits and old thinking, you can't expect your life to change. Learn to know to act to change the result, that's the natural process. Finally, my message to you is, don't be afraid to ask, don't be afraid to learn, don't be afraid to change. See every day as a chance to become a better version of yourself.